Once a team that lost 52 straight games, the Lockhaven University football team is back on the map.
I mean, we go into games now thinking, we're just as good as anybody else. We don't have the attitude that, we're the underdog anymore. We want to go in and, I guess, so to speak, hit people first.
After a win last week, the Bald Eagles are focused on their second win in a row and ending the season strong.
You've got to make it our business to go out and, we got to beat Millersville. We got to take it to Bloom, and we got to take it to whoever's after that. We have to take it personally because losing, it's not acceptable anymore.
It's Millersville and Lockhaven next.
6'5" and all is going to reach for the end zone. He gets in, one guy to score, switches hands, and see you later.
This is another Fox 56 Sports presentation of the Rivalry of the Week. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
And the celebration starts on the Delaware sideline. It's a beautiful afternoon at Hubert Jack Stadium on the campus of Lockhaven University, where today it's Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference football. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to Homecoming on the campus of Lockhaven University. And joining me for today's game will be Joe DeMelfi, the former Wilkes University head coach, and our own Aaron Dugan will be on the sidelines. And, Coach, let's talk about the offense from the Bald Eagles first. A big win last week, 28 points put on the board, and a bigger game from the running back, Bo Swales.
Bo Swales not only can carry the football, you have to be careful with him on the corner, getting a pass out of the backfield.
Defensively, their first shutout in 12 years for Lockhaven. George Christus Jr. having a great year.
And he's leading a rock-solid defense and tackles. They have to have a good game.
Let's get to some of your do's and don'ts for Lockhaven this afternoon.
One of the things I just talked about, defense must play very well. They cannot allow Millersville to develop consistency, which means 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, defense must make a stop. The other for both teams, field position and special teams.
We are set here at Hubert Jack Stadium. Last year, it was Lockhaven over Millersville for the first time since 1959. They hope to repeat that this afternoon. We'll have the starting lineups and the kickoff on the way, but this morning for homecoming, it was a homecoming parade, Halloween parade, as the kids got into it. The Lockhaven University band were there along with the Central Mountain High School band, and it was a great day in the town of Lockhaven, and we're ready for football on campus.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference football, brought to you by Lockhaven University.
Back at Hubert Jack Stadium, Millersville taking on Lockhaven this afternoon on a beautiful homecoming day on campus. And the head coach of the Bald Eagles, John Allen, now standing by with our own Aaron Dugan.
Well, Coach, you have some momentum going now. Your first win of the season last week. What was the tone like at practice during the week?
Well, our tone every week has been really good. We've had some really solid practices. We practice hard and we practice fast. I think, once you win a game, it livens everything else up. And, you could tell we were a little bit more elevated this week in our play. And I think they're really focused and ready for this game.
Homecoming, you can see the crowd behind you. What an atmosphere. How much is that going to play into the game today?
We have a great crowd here, so it should be a huge factor. Hopefully the 12th man will be in our favor today, and our guys will enjoy it and play very well.
Coach, thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Coach. And Coach Joe DeMelfi, Lockhaven will get the ball first, and that means we'll see Caleb Walton take the snaps underneath center. He started every game this year, 6 last year. He's having a good year, over 1,500 yards passing. But Sean Jones came in a week ago in that Cheney game to begin the second half, and he led them on a long drive that got them started. We'll see both of them today. What do they bring?
Talked to Coach Allen before the game, Bob, and he said both of these quarterbacks can do the job. They feel comfortable with the dual quarterback situation. So it'll be an interesting situation as we watch Caleb Walton out of Manheim Central, perennial high school power. Sean Jones out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, transfer out of Kentucky Christian University.
That means Millersville will kick this one off. Evan Stahl is the kicker for Millersville. They come in looking for their first win of the season. And we are underway at Lockhaven. Goes deep into the end zone, so that means the Bald Eagles will come out to the 25. Here now your starters for Lockhaven, who average 19 points per game. Walton and Swales will be in the backfield most of the day on an offense that's really up-tempo. Good wide receivers, 4 in all. David Cook on the outside has 37 catches this year, 4 touchdowns. And up front, they are young. Luke Erdman out of Line Mountain High School. He'll lead the way at center. But coach, watch for them how they play this afternoon. Swales' first carry up for a couple.
Bob, we're going up-tempo, spread them out, try to create space and see if you can get it up the field. That's the name of the game for the Bald Eagles.
They'll use the pass to set up the run. To the corner, Walton. It's his receiver, nope, out of bounds. That was Seif out of Harrisburg. Here is the defense for Millersville. And they give up a ton of points, over 48 on the year. Josh Garnett on the outside has 20 tackles, 2 for a loss. Then the linebackers, they're very good. Slatton is an all-league player, 77 tackles on the year. And then this defensive backfield secondary will be tested today. Santos out there leading the way, 34 tackles, 2 interceptions.
Tried to throw that last pass, Bob, over the cornerback, got it a little high. Receiver could not come down with his feet in, although he didn't make the catch.
Lockhaven 40% on third downs this year. Walton with room, he can run. Gets a good block downfield. Inside Millersville territory, up to the 36-yard line. Caleb Walton.
Bob, I have to tell you, that's exactly what they want to happen. Walton with the snap, everything is spread out. He steps up, good blocking by the offensive line. They kick the speed rushers up the field. Walton picks up big yardage, 35-yard line going in.
That should give this offense confidence. Swales on the screen.
There's the example we talked about in pregame, Bob, getting Swales the ball. He's the kind of back that needs 20 to 25 touches a game. He's had 2 so far.
This drive started on the 25, opening kickoff. Swales again. Met in the backfield by Sine Palomalu.
What happened there, they tried to run that right to left, backside. Backside made the tackle. Offensive line stepped down to their left. That shortened the distance between that defensive end and the running back.
Swales again, who had a 100-yard game against Cheney, first of his career. Going to be close to a first down. It might be a little short.
Yeah, I'm looking at the mark, and I think he's probably maybe a half a yard short. 4th down territory for the Bald Eagles, Bob.
On 4th downs this season, Lockhaven 4 of 16, 38%. 4-man front for Millersville. Here comes the rush. A little quick inlet pass. That's over to Seif out of Harrisburg. Penalty flag down in the backfield, so we'll see our referee, William Deaton, today. This one is coming back.
Short pass. Bob ran that little slant ball. Really not you wouldn't think an opportunity for a holding up front unless you just grab on from the beginning. And obviously that's what happened. Bald Eagles will punt it away.
Big penalty early on Lockhaven, costing them that drive. It looked very promising. So that brings in Bryce Stanball. Her average is 38.9 yards, has 9 inside the 20. That's what they'll need now for the Bald Eagles. Little pooch kick. And it's taken, and that's where Millersville will start at the 18. We'll take a quick timeout. No score here at Lockhaven.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
Well, the offense got stalled on the drive after a penalty for Lockhaven, so the Marauders will take over now. They average 14 points per game. In fact, they were leading East Stroudsburg a week ago. Ball on the ground. Bald Eagles have it. At the 13. That's the linebacker, Tony Ballin, out of Jersey City with the fumble recovery.
Bob, what we have is the quarterback putting it in. Running back thinks he has it. Quarterback thinks he's going to keep it. Ball on the ground. Bald Eagles with a big break here. Let's see if they can take advantage of it offensively.
First turnover of the game goes to Millersville. That's their 7th fumble on the season. So back to Walton and the offense. 4 wideouts. This is the junior Swales out of Clearfield High School, a couple yards. Coming in, the Bald Eagles average 226 through the air, 104 on the ground, 330 overall.
I think one of the things with Swales especially, you need to give him a touch even when you think he's not going to pick up a lot of yardage because of his running style. He can get it up the field.
Just like that, Swales to the 1. First and goal, Lockhaven.
Number 13.
Swales took that step to the right behind the line of scrimmage. Didn't have a lot of push that side, but then found the crease to his left side. Takes it down to the 1-yard line.
Swales will do the honors, but he's stopped. Good defense in there from number 93, Drew Seberg, a redshirt freshman.
Seberg quickly up the field. Wouldn't surprise me to see Walton keep the ball off that fake to Swales and try to get it in the end zone.
Millersville defense ranked last in the league overall. They're being tested here early on after the early fumble from their offense. Walton looked and then took it through, short, 2 yards short. Didn't have a receiver open. Good rush put on by the Marauders.
One of the things that does not make me a big fan of spread offenses is when you get it on the 1 or 2, Bob, you got to be able to punch it in. Many times you see these the spread offense having a problem getting it in the end zone.
Two yards away. Oh, mistake right off the bat. Walton lost the ball. Swales, late start. Slatting in there on the stop, bringing the field goal kicker now.
Low snap, Bob. Ruined the continuity, consistency of that play. So we're going to look at the Bald Eagles trying to kick a field goal.
Walton's the holder. This is Bumeri, the junior. 4 of 11 on field goals this year. This is one of the points that Coach Allen made yesterday when we spoke to him. Not happy with the field goal situation. This one from 20 yards is up, and it's through. So Lockhaven converts the fumbles into points. 3-0, Bald Eagles. If you ever make it to Clinton County in Pennsylvania, make sure you stop by Lockhaven University, a beautiful campus that started all the way back in 1926. Well, we're back at Hubert Jack Stadium, 3-0 Lockhaven. 6 plays, 10 yards, 2:48 off the clock. But I think if you're a coach, you want 7.
You want 7 if you're on offense. If you're on defense, a defense that has been much maligned this year, feels pretty good about themselves. They gave up 3.
So Bumeri now will do the honors to kick it off.
Up here, Bob, kicking into a pretty stiff wind. Field level probably not as strong.
Moat and Collins back to receive. That's Moat who fumbled it. Picked it up at the 1. Has some room. And finally gets out to about the 25-yard line. So the offense from Millersville will be back on the field, and that will be Matt Misley, the quarterback, a graduate student out of Park Ridge, New Jersey, who was injured a week ago. And as I mentioned, the Marauders were leading East Stroudsburg 13-0, but their offense went down the tubes when their quarterback went off with an injury. So they come out with 5 wideouts now. No one in the backfield. Typically they like to run the ball, but looks like they're going to go to the air to start this one. Flag comes in. This was behind the line. We'll see what the call is.
Bob, again, a good example. Spread offense. You have the linebacker spread out, secondary spread out. Once the quarterback breaks the line of scrimmage, pretty good yardage. Let's see if it's, and I believe it's against Lockhaven, so looks like Millersville will take the play.
William Neaton and his crew trying to figure out what the call is.
Holding. Defense. Number 26. 10 yards.
So there's that holding in that 5-yard category. So the ball now all the way up to the 47 for Millersville. Misley to the air and incomplete. Goes off. So let's take a look at the starters now for the Marauders, who come in, again, averaging 14 points per game. Coates, very good running back out of Washington, D.C., 3.9 yards on the ground. The wide receivers, very good. Kevin Wiggins on the outside, and up front, redshirt senior, the right guard, 6 foot 260, Javon Watts. Watch out for him.
That time, Malone from Lockhaven, linebacker, made a good break on the ball.
Oh, the defense stiffens again. Loss on the play. A host of defenders in there. Let's take a look now at this defense that gives up 28 points per game. Siriano, the senior out of New Jersey, 25 total tackles on the year, does have 3 sacks up front. Very young linebacker core. How about Mannion on the outside? He just recovered that fumble. Comes in with 60 tackles, 4 for a loss. The secondary, very good, very quick. Daniel Strawbridge out of Harrisburg. 49 total tackles on the year, 3 interceptions.
Last play, Lockhaven defense up the field, stop the play, running play, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking long, goes over the middle, and the quarterback throws the ball into the ground. So that will bring up the punt team for the Marauders. Not a very good throw from Misley.
He had crossing patterns, tried to hit the first man across, threw it low. Don't know if the wind affected that or not. But the Marauders will punt it away. Talk about special teams. Let's see what the punt cover team is able to do for Lockhaven.
Stall into punt. Nice hanging kick. Smack down there, lets it go, and it's going to be touched right about the 6, and that's where Lockhaven's offense will come back on the field. Well, our old Aaron Dugan is on the sideline now with a special guest. Who do you have for us, Aaron?
Well, Bob, I'm here with the athletic director, Mark Sherburne. Mark, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Aaron. Thanks for being here today.
So you just wrapped up your first year as athletic director. How's everything going for you?
Everything's going really well. One of the things that really impressed me about Lockhaven University is the leadership that we have from the president on down. And the president really understands kind of what it's going to take in order for us to build our program. He understands how athletics fits within higher education and the model. So we're excited about that. And this past year has been just a wonderful year. We got a bunch of good administrative staff that work on behalf of the department on a daily basis. Our coaches are working hard, and of course our student athletes are performing, not only on the field, but in the classroom and in the community.
And what a great atmosphere you have here today. Just looking behind you, the band, the students, the cheerleaders, not to mention all of the alumni. Why is it so important to get the alumni here?
I mean, it's just, you know, it's all about getting them back and giving them the opportunity to return home and enjoy a weekend like this. This has been a week-long homecoming celebration for the university. We had a lot of activity all week leading up until yesterday. We had an alumni golf outing yesterday. We had a alumni social, pep rally last night, a parade downtown this morning, another alumni event before the football game, and then to culminate with the football game, along with a lot of other alumni competitions with alumni teams coming back to participate in their fall sports. And then just, you know, having a day like today and having so many of them return. We probably have over 1,000 alumni that are here this weekend enjoying the weekend.
You can really tell how important athletics is to the Lockhaven community. Why is that?
Well, I just think it's you know, part of the culture. The college experience is one that, you know, athletics has a lot to offer and bring to a college campus. And we recruit kids to come here to get an education first and foremost, but to be able to represent the athletic department with pride and the community and get involved in service opportunities is really what it's all about. And we have a bunch of great student athletes. We had over 156 student athletes last semester earn honor roll recognition for having a 3.25 or higher semester GPA. So our kids are doing what they need to do academically and getting a great education along with representing our athletic program.
That's great. Mark Sherburne, athletic director, thanks so much for stopping and talk with us.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Mark, as the wind picks up here at Lockhaven Hubert Jack Stadium. Couple of plays there, Coach. One was broken down, which Walton had to run through, and now a timeout taken as the play clock had run down.
Yeah, we had Harris running the ball from tailback position. Walton tried to get it up the field on the scramble. Forced now 3rd and about 7 for the Bald Eagles.
Early on, Lockhaven 1 of 3 on 3rd down. Lockhaven, if you're wondering, is going into the wind, as we can tell by the flag. Good pass from Walton as he hits Cook on the outside, and he'll be 1 yard better. First down, Lockhaven at the 16.
Good pattern by Cook. He knew where the first down marker was. The defensive back must close quicker on that. There you see Cook. Good field awareness of Cook as a wide receiver. Walton makes a decent throw, picks up the first down.
Harris gets the ball. It's Malik Harris, spins through, and it's finally ripped down by the defense. And Harris out of Harrisburg, he was at Albright and then transferred in, as the cheerleaders are, of course, here from Lockhaven University. We also saw them in the parade this morning in downtown. Coach Allen likes Harris, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Very much so.
Going long. Cook's got it. Still on his feet all the way to the Millersville 31-yard line. 50 yards on the pass and catch.
I'll tell you what, Mark. Bob. Bam, the defensive back stopped running with the receiver. The receiver kept running, and Bam just stopped.
And
Good
instead
catch.
of going for the tackle,
Exactly.
Bam was trying to rip the ball out.
He was going after the ball. At that point, you have to bring the receiver down.
Harris threw for about 4. It looked like Rasheed Johnson on the stop.
I'll tell you what, with the wind the way it is, that was a nice throw by Walton. Did an excellent job there.
A little quick tempo. Harris threw again. Now, if you saw Lockhaven even 2 years ago with Coach Allen, he's changed this offense, hasn't he, Joe?
There's no doubt. He has changed it. And I'll tell you what, they have been successful so far. A little disappointed with only 3 on the board right now, but they're moving the ball at this point.
He used to be a running coach, want to run first, but with Walton in there, now Sean Jones, he's got athletic quarterbacks he's going to use. And he's got good wide receivers.
We're looking at a 3rd down situation.
They converted it last time. He's got Harris open. So Harris comes through his 7th reception on the year. 1st down, Bald Eagles.
We talked about Swales doing that, but Harris did the same thing. Bump has the block and then just took it outside. Here you're going to see it. Goes outside. Walton makes a good throw. Picks up about 7 or 8 after the catch.
Inside the red zone for Lockhaven again. They already have a field goal to their name. Trying to convert again. Swales couldn't break a tackle, but he picks up a couple of yards.
They pulled the backside guard. Bob tried to get him outside. Don't know if Swales was supposed to go inside, but he decided to try to bounce, picked up a couple.
Lockhaven in the red zone, converting on 75%, 60% touchdowns. They have 12 on the season. They have 20 tries. Meantime, Millersville's given up 27 on 36 tries for the defense. Walton back. He's got running room. Looks to the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
I'm under the impression that if you don't play a spy-type defense, at least one man responsible for the quarterback, you're going to get hurt with scrambling. We've seen that so far today.
Walton's 3rd touchdown on the ground this season.
Bob, that spy person could be a linebacker, it could be a defensive end. I know it cuts down on your rush, but you have to have somebody responsible for him.
Well, let's see if the Marauders change that on the sidelines. Bameri in for the PAT. Walton the hold. It is up and it is good.
This is what I'm talking about. You see Walton with the fake, steps back. Good block there. Harris kicking defender up the field. Walton, clear view to the end zone.
An impressive drive for Lockhaven. 10 plays, 94 yards, 4:55 off the clock, and they now lead Millersville 10-0. And we talked about Coach John Allen. It's his 4th season here. He came in when they had the 52-game losing streak. They got rid of that after 2 years. He's got 5 wins overall, but still, this is a team on the upgrade. John Allen doing a nice job. And how about that? How about a little NFL Europe for you?
And a Penn State, NFL Europe, great background. And I'll tell you what, classy guy. We met him before the game, talked to him yesterday by telephone. I think in a couple of years, he's going to have this program firing on all cylinders.
What a great coach. They have the coach they want here, and he likes it here in Clinton County. 60 recruits here on campus at this game that Coach John Allen is trying to woo here. And if you have a 10-0 lead, that's a good way to get some guys to come here.
Bob, I misspoke on the touchdown. That was Sensendorfer with the block up the field, a tight end.
So Moats for Millersville up to the 30 on the return. So another possession now, the third of the game for Millersville. They did get close to Lockhaven territory last time because of a penalty, but it got bogged down.
Yeah, we saw the pass to the two crossing patterns that the quarterback threw short.
So it's Misley back into the game. Handoff to Coates going nowhere. Ballion on the tackle. I'm starting to get very impressed as you see Caleb Walton and the other quarterback, Jones, going over the plays. And we will see some Sean Jones this afternoon for Lockhaven at some point. Right now, Millersville trying to get anything they can going.
Impressed with the defensive front so far for Lockhaven, getting some penetration.
Misley with the wind, overthrows his intended receiver. It looked like Wiggins out there, goes incomplete, so a 3rd and long on the way.
Made the fake. The fake held the defense just a little, gave Misley time to throw it down the field. Wind looked like it carried it, incomplete. Looking at 3rd and 12, tough situation for Millersville, but one of our keys of the game, don't let Millersville convert this type of situation.
31 of 103, 30% on the year for 3rd down. Misley out. He's not going to even be close to a 1st down. As Hunter comes up. The Kader Hunter from Stony Brook, a transfer. And here's the play again.
Hunter do great job. I'll tell you what, toughest tackle in football, making an open field tackle. Hunter comes up here, sizes up Misley, makes the tackle. Excellent job.
So Stahl comes in for another punt. Williams is back to receive at his 25. With the wind behind him, nice kick. No, fair catch. Flag comes in, 2 flags in there, but boy, how about Williams in traffic?
I'll tell you what, that takes a lot of guts to make that catch off that punt. First of all, it's floating a little bit because of the wind. Williams did an excellent job, plus picked up a couple yards. Let's see what the penalty brings.
Coach Allen doesn't look happy. You can hear the wind in the referee's mic. The penalty goes against Lockhaven. So it backs them up to 29-yard line or so. So they'll begin another drive here. Already with 2 drives for a touchdown, including a 94-yarder a couple of minutes ago.
Penalty that coaches hate are when you have good field position, you give it up because of a block in the back, as happened right there.
Not sure on the play clock. It was all the way down to 8. Walton was looking at it after the call, so probably...
He called over to the ref to call attention to that, and referee blew the whistle. I'm impressed with Walton being aware of the ball game and running the offense very efficient manner. I mentioned before, it comes out of a very, very strong high school program.
Mannheim Central, always one tough down in the Harrisburg area. And there he goes. He goes down on the sack, 16th of the season given up. Nice job on the sack by Palomalu.
I'll tell you what, he came off inside. Nobody picked him up. Here you're going to see it on the replay. Right there, comes underneath. Was trying to be blocked. Offensive lineman couldn't get position on him.
That's the freshman's first sack of his career. Big rush again. Walton has tons of room on that side to run. Chased down by Slatton. 2-yard gain, 3rd down on the way.
Walton avoids a sack again, picks up a couple. Lockhaven looking at a 3rd and long, and there you see it. Is able to run away from the defensive down people, but the cornerback forces him out of bounds.
7 yards on that run. Lockhaven 3 of 5 on the day from 3rd down, and there's a whistle, and that will do it. The quarter's over. It's a quarter on homecoming on the campus of Lockhaven University, where the Bald Eagles lead Millersville 10-0. And yes, the crowd is happy here in Lockhaven. We'll take a quick timeout. Second quarter on the way.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
That's a happy group of cheerleaders at homecoming here at Lockhaven University. Big drive in that second quarter from the Bald Eagles. Went 94 yards. Walton on the ground already, Coach. 6 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown.
Doesn't surprise me with him being able to see that spread defense pretty well and getting it up the field.
Let's see the defense now changes for Millersville. Walton going down. Swales on the pass attempt goes incomplete, so that brings out the punt team.
Swales was up the field, had to change his body position, really couldn't get a fix on the ball, goes incomplete. Looking at a 4th and about 8.
That brings on Stanball again on 4th down. He has the wind behind him now. Ball's touched, it's on the ground. Who's got it? Lockhaven does.
We've seen a fumble, 3 points for Lockhaven. Now we see another fumble, the first fumble from the line of scrimmage. This one trying to field a punt, really never was in great position to field that, Bob. Have to be able to make a decision about let it go or be in good position to make that catch.
Wiggins was the Millersville player who touched it. And there's the guy that got it. Tyree Anderson recovered the fumble for Lockhaven. So they're in excellent position at the 22 of the Marauders, looking to add on to their lead. Walton gonna go for it. He's got a guy. Incomplete.
Couldn't get his feet down quick enough.
Pass incomplete.
That looked like Seif out there. Number 81.
We're going to see on a replay. Walton dropped back. Receiver had plenty of room. He rounded his route off. By that I mean he didn't take it up the field. He never could get his feet inside. Instead of taking it up the field and then sharp out, he rounded it off, and that got him to the sideline too early.
That was Jeremy Cornelius out of Harrisburg, a transfer from Temple, who you saw his foot land on that end line. Tons of room for Walton. They do a better job this time. That is Maloney.
Much better, Bob. Both defensive linemen closing. So obviously there's some discussion on that Millersville sideline about looking for that quarterback, and they did a decent job there.
Maloney comes off of his block to make the tackle, and he's a former offensive lineman. A redshirt junior is Maloney, who has now playing defense this year. He has 17 tackles coming into the game. Big one right there, second down, third down on the way.
4 down territory, Bob. Don't have to pick up everything, but we're going to have a timeout. Lockhaven's going to talk about it.
Coach Allen calls the timeout. They do, Coach, have the win behind them on the field goal. 10-0 lead. Mary has one already today from 20 yards, so we'll have to see what happens.
One of the things I think we might look at is the same route previously where the receiver could not keep his feet in. We might see them go back to that.
Well, Coach Allen going to talk it over with his offense. He does handle the quarterbacks. So offensively, Coach, 159 total offense in that first quarter for Lockhaven. Just 8 plays, 8 yards total for Millersville.
Lockhaven, that's a combination. Lockhaven defense playing well. Millersville just can't get anything going. Go back to one of our pregame points. Defense playing well for Lockhaven.
Quick look over to the sideline for Walton. Swales, big push from the offensive line. I think he's going to be close to a first down. He needed 5. He may have gotten 4.95.
Here you see it. It is a first down for Lockhaven. We said they had 2 downs to make it. They picked it up on the 3rd down. Continue this drive after the turnover by Millersville.
Swales' 9th carry on the day. 2 fumbles for Millersville this afternoon have given Lockhaven excellent field position. Shot clock, play clock down to 4. Just get it over. Here comes a blitz. Walton kind of throws that one away. Very wise on a first down just to get rid of it as Millersville went with the all-out blitz.
That's one of the things you like to see when you're talking about a quarterback that has game presence, field presence. That's an example. You know, many people say in this type of offense there's one running back. But you have to remember, right now, Walton may have more rushing yards than Swales had. So the quarterback, if he's a runner, is always an extra back for you.
Four wideouts in there. Quick draw to Swales, but a good job of Palomalu again to come off his block to make the tackle.
I'll tell you what, great job by Palomalu. He was stalemated at the line of scrimmage, never did get up the field where you want a defensive lineman to be on a draw play. He kept it squared up and then came inside to make the tackle.
Palomalu out of Pottsgrove, Pennsylvania, just a freshman. Already making an impact for Millersville. So another 3rd down opportunity for the Bald Eagles. They're 4 for 7 already here early on in the first half. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. He had a guy. 4th down on the way. Here comes the kicker.
Good job by Millersville defensive front. Getting the hands up in the air, knocking the ball down.
Couldn't see who made that play, but you know, good job by the Marauders to get off the field after another fumble from their offense, or I should say special teams. So the ball's placed at the 20. Walton's the holder. It'll be a 30-yard field goal attempt from Brumeri, who was just 5 of 12 on the year. Does have a 44-yarder. This one is up, and it is no good. Wide right. So an opportunity loss for the Bald Eagles, and it remains 10-0 Lockhaven. And we'll be right back.
Giants look to bring the series even tonight. World Series, Game 4 tonight at 8, only on Fox 56.
Welcome back to Lockhaven, everyone, on a beautiful afternoon for college football. Bob Ide, Joe DeMelfi, Aaron Dugan, glad you could join us here. Already 10-0 Lockhaven. Millersville trying to get outside on the run. That is Evander Barkley with big gain up to about for 8 yards.
I'll tell you what, first time that their offense really started with a big play on first down, Bob. They have second and about 3 after a gain of 7 on that outside run.
Well, it was another missed field goal. Coach Allen talked about that yesterday. That is one part of the special teams he is not happy with. So Mary's 1 for 1, another missed opportunity. Another handoff to Barkley, and boy, the redshirt junior out of Philadelphia, he shoots through the hole, 5 yards, and if it wasn't for a trip up, he would have been even further.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't for a trip up, Bob. It might have been 6. He got up the field very quickly, right there. Stumbled and fell, but picked up a first down. Millersville offense pretty much dormant up to this point, but a little bit of a sign of life for the Marauders.
Third first down of the game. Another quick handoff. Good job by the defense. Peck in there. Redshirt sophomore, number 78. As the defensive line rotates for Lockhaven.
Great philosophy if you can do that, Bob. Keep everybody fresh. You rush the passer much better when you have some fresh people up front.
Flag comes in. Good run again by Barkley, but this one I think is maybe coming back.
Yeah, it's away from the play. I'm thinking we're going to have some type of motion procedure penalty.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
So Millersville's first penalty of the game, and 55 on the year, which is very high total for our team.
The other thing, Coach Bretsch from Millersville, coming out of North Dakota State, very successful program, trying to install that success here at Millersville.
Greg Wrightback, the second-year coach for Millersville. Over the middle to their tight end, Petrovic.
Trenton Petrovic, a little bit of a delay across the middle. Linebackers seem to have cleared out. Drop back. Petrovic makes the catch and brings it to a 3rd and 3.
Coach change a quarterback on this series. J.J. Page, 6'1", redshirt sophomore out of Spring Ford High School, is in the game for Misley as Coach Breitbach tried to get something going for his offense that has been bogged down here in the first half.
Big collision right at the line of scrimmage.
Like Coates on the carry. About a yard short. They'll actually measure on this. So it's Page in at quarterback. 17 of 35 on the year, 100 yards overall. No touchdowns through the air, but he does run the ball very well. 22 for 90 yards.
The other thing we talked about earlier, Misley was injured and might have something along that line again. So Page into the ball game as the measurement. Just short.
Yep.
Interesting play call. You have Page at quarterback, who's in. He operates out of under center, so we can expect anything from a quarterback sneak, which we got. First down.
So Page keeps it. Looking for Misley on the sidelines. Number 24, didn't see him. So here's the replay. Good push.
Just to push up the field, you get a little push from your guard, two guards in the center.
So another first down for Millersville. And let's see if now they can put a drive together. Page looking for someone to give it to.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anybody, so he loses a couple of yards. So it looks like it's second down and long on the way for Millersville, and that gives us a chance now to head back down to Aaron Dugan.
Well, hey, Bob, I've got another special guest with me. This is Chris Ryan. He is the University Development Manager from PSECU. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Aaron. Great to be here at homecoming.
Okay, talk to us about PSECU. What is it?
So PSECU is a credit union. We're based in Harrisburg, and a credit union is a nonprofit financial cooperative. PSECU happens to be one of the largest credit unions in the nation with about 425,000 members. What's interesting about PSECU is we're a branchless credit union, which is important because wherever we are, you are. We have some very robust delivery systems where members can get online and do all their banking, from mobile applications, whether it's paying their bills, checking balances, checking credit scores, things like that.
And why is PSECU such a major supporter of LHU athletics?
We support Lockhaven in a number of ways, athletics being one of them. Part of our mission to the university is to provide financial education, scholarships, and internships. We actually have an office on campus where we employ a number of interns, and we sponsor worthwhile campus events such as homecoming here today. We also had the opportunity to sponsor Millersville's homecoming last weekend. Athletics is very important to us here at LHU. It's a way for us to get our message out and our cause to the students and the greater community. And we also support student athletes with scholarships.
And if students on campus wanted to stop by and sign up, is there a branch on campus?
We do have an office on campus. All of our offices on campuses, and we have 16 across the Commonwealth, and those can all be viewed on our website, psecu.com. But students, faculty, our membership's open to all Lockhaven students, staff, faculty, and alumni. They can go online to join the credit union, or they can stop by our office during the week, and we have a full staff there ready to help them answer any questions, help them with financial education, and also help them with membership.
Well, Chris, thanks for stopping to talk with us.
Okay, thank you.
All right, PSECU, a big supporter of LHU athletics. Bob, back to you.
Thank you, Aaron. Down on the field, Page and Barkley have given life to this Millersville offense. As the handoff goes to Vander Barkley, it's the 11th play of this drive. It started at the 20-yard line of Millersville.
Big part of the drive was the pass to Brooks across the middle. A little bit of a delay. Again, linebackers vacating. Brooks makes that catch underneath and then picks up good yardage after the catch. Millersville offense finally moving the ball here, and I'm sure Coach Bryce is happy with that.
Second down, big rush comes Lockhaven. Couldn't hit Barkley over the shoulders. He was sprinting down the sideline. So third down and long coming up for the Marauders. Defense now doing a better job for the Bald Eagles, as Millersville is going into the wind.
Page is doing a nice job with the offense. He's getting the ball up the field, making good decisions. That time tried to hit the back out of the backfield. Ball just floated on him. So we're looking at a 3rd down and about 11 for the Marauders.
0 for 3 this afternoon are the Marauders on 3rd down. They'll stop and go. Great defense over there by Strawbridge, who was not faked.
Strawbridge did a great job not biting on the stop and go. There you see a little bit of a fake, not enough so that Page couldn't get it off. That ball again, you see it fade a little bit. Good coverage by Strawbridge. Many times you'll see a defensive back either hesitate or take a step forward. Strawbridge did not do that, and we have a 4th down. We're in 4-down territory, 5:20 left in this first half, so Millersville's going to call timeout and talk about it.
So a timeout on the field, 10-0. Bald Eagles. We'll take a timeout ourselves. The West Branch of the Susquehanna River winds through Clinton County in the town of Lockhaven. As you see the dike there, a lot of people running and walking this afternoon and this morning. And we are back. 4th down for Millersville on the 29. 1 for 1 are they today. Big rush put on. Good job on the tackle by Lockhaven as they stop him. 1st down, Bald Eagles.
Lockhaven did a great job. Trips left, spread right. His quarterback trying to get up the field. He was brought down. Nick Suriano. Excellent job by Suriano and that Lockhaven defense.
So Millersville had their deepest penetration into Lockhaven territory. Falls apart though on 4th down and brings Walton in and trying to hit Harris out of the backfield and falls incomplete.
Harris stopped his route. That's why the ball was incomplete. Walton did a decent job leading him. Harris has to continue that route. He runs a little circle route out of the backfield. He cannot just stop there.
Coach Allen very happy with the growth of his quarterback Walton, although he does come in with 10 interceptions. This one a long deep pass, and on cue it's picked off.
Tell you what, great job by the defensive back. Pham again does an excellent job adjusting to the ball. Walton makes the throw, has time to throw it. Receiver breaks to the sideline. Pham is able to make that move inside. Interception.
I think if there's an interception that Coach Allen might be happy with, and I know you're not happy all the time, but that's not a bad play. It was just a good play by the defensive back.
Excellent play by Pham, as Millersville now will try to keep moving the ball on offense. Didn't do a bad job the last series.
First interception for Pham. Here is the running back. Late hit or something. Barkley on the carry. Flag comes in. Let's see what the call is not on the field. So first turnover of the game go for the Bald Eagles.
Personal foul, number 21. Late hit, 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down.
Big help for Millersville's offense. Not the kind of penalty you want to see if you're defensive coaches at Lockhaven. Aggressive, you want to be aggressive, Bob, but under control.
Yep. This time it's Coates. Big hit out of bounds.
Run by number 1, Coates, forced out of bounds, number 6.
Here you see it again.
You see it. Coach had to bounce it outside just a little bit, then knocked out of bounds. Eubanks did a nice job defensively for Lockhaven.
Matt Kirchner now in, the senior linebacker from Central Dauphin High School, number 21, almost made the tackle in the backfield.
Strawbridge also involved on that last play.
Coates out of the backfield, can't make the catch. He had it at the 25. Big hit put on after that by Anderson.
Anderson closing on the ball very well, trying to hit the back out of the backfield over the linebacker in front of the cornerback or safety. Third down.
So another third down opportunity for Millersville. They're 0 for 4 on the afternoon. Coming up on the 4-minute mark here of quarter number 2. Flag comes in as the ball gets out to Barkley, and I think this is holding.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Defensive end did a great job on the move inside for Lockhaven. Number 55, Beauchamp from Newville. Excellent job going out and then stepping up under. Offensive tackle had no recourse but to latch on.
Number 68. Previous spot. Replay, third down.
So Millersville's second penalty of the afternoon cost them that and was back up to midfield. And it'll be about 3rd and 19 on the way.
Penalties right now hurting Millersville, along with the turnovers, down by 10.
They do have 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half. And a little draw, ball on the ground again. Scramble, and it looks like Lockhaven, that's the official call. They have it. Another turnover, and that looks like it's Christus. George Christus Jr. with the fumble recovery.
We talked about Christus and what he has done. The penalty is a late hit by Millersville. One of the things you can't do, you know, it's an emotional game, but once those emotions, and you're going to see it right here, once those emotions take over, and you see that right at the end of the play, as the ball was on the ground, whistle blows, play's over.
Third fumble of the afternoon for Millersville. The penalty goes against the Marauders. It pushes the ball up into Millersville territory, placed at the 44. Now let's see if Lockhaven can convert any points on this turnover. They already have 3 on one turnover today.
They have 3:37 with 1 timeout left. Plenty of time, especially in this hurry-up type offense.
Swales with a ton of room, pushes through for 9. Biggest run of the afternoon for Bo Swales.
Left side, nice job by the left side of that offensive line, opening a hole as you see the offensive line. Picks up the first, I believe, Bob.
Yep, he does. He picks up the first near the 31. So the clock will stop momentarily. Plenty of time on it to get another score. I'm thinking if you're Coach Allen, you want 7 out of it. You need 7 out of this.
Yeah, if you end up with 3, you leave Millersville defensively feeling pretty good about themselves. 7 here would really put some pressure on that Millersville offense second half.
Good job by Swales, reading his blocks up front, picked the right hole, and easily picked up 7 more. So now Swales getting things going.
Swales is, and these, look at him right here. They have him listed at 6 foot 205. Looks all of that as you see him run out of 2 tackles there to pick up a couple extra yards.
Brinzer on the tackle for Millersville, the senior. Four-man rush. Walton looking for a guy. It's picked off. Intercepted.
I guess what you say there, and as a coach, you're beside yourself. It was ill-advised, and Walton just threw it up there into double coverage, intercepted.
By Santos, P.J. Santos' third interception on the year. That was an easy one, back at the 8-yard line.
He sat right under the ball, Bob, and Walton really got nothing on it.
So another missed opportunity, and this is what drives Coach Allen nuts with his young quarterback. And there you can see it on his face.
I think the other thing is, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is the hurry-up offense fosters impatience. They want to get the ball in the end zone.
Little swing pass out. Big return by Malante Patterson. All the way out to the 40.
Patterson with that quick shot from Page right here. Boom. They call that jailbreak. They try to get some linemen down the field, which they can be because the ball's behind the line of scrimmage. Picks up big yardage.
About 22. Make that 32, excuse me. So Patterson out of Washington, D.C. with the big game. Another swing pass.
Same play, left side, Bob.
Yep.
Picks up a couple.
This by Wiggins, the freshman.
2 timeouts, 1:28 clock running, so there's a little sense of urgency for the Marauders.
They've had a couple of chances inside Bald Eagle territory, but fumbles and just inconsistent play has cost them. Quick handoff inside. And we'll have, I think, a timeout called. That was Coates on the carry again. So timeout down on the field. 1:05 remaining. And that was called by Millersville.
Yeah, Bob, now we're left with 1 timeout, 1:06. Maybe use the sideline a little bit. If you're going to use your timeout, you're looking at a 3rd and about 4 here. Pick up the first down. Clock stop, change move. So right now you're going to call 2 plays if you pick up the first down.
So in Coach Allen's mind, is he going with Jones to begin the second half after 2 interceptions now from Walton? He did last week, but they weren't playing as well. They are leading 10-0.
And the other thing is, I think because of the relationship Coach Allen has with both of those guys, I think they seem to be pretty good with it. So we'll see what happens, and that's a very good possibility, I would think.
Of course, want to thank Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships for sponsoring today's game, along with Lockhaven. Page a dart in there. Caught by Kevin Wiggins, the freshman out of Baltimore. First down, Millersville.
I'm impressed with that catch because the Lockhaven defender right there was right on top of Wiggins.
Jeff Pickle.
That was Pickle out of Strasburg. First down for...
Actually, it's second, and that was an incomplete pass as we were in that replay. Second down on the way for Millersville. For them, they would like to get anything on the board going into the break.
Yeah.
They will get the ball to begin the second half.
3 points are great. 7 would be obviously much better because they sputtered. Millersville's offense sputtered the whole first quarter. So if they can come away with some points here, Bob.
Big rush put on. Well, Page has room. Slides down at the 26, first down, Millersville.
Again, we see the quarterback out of the spread type offense picking up good yardage straight up the middle of the field. People wonder how that happens as we go to the first down here.
Page over the middle's got a guy. Caught inside the 5 to the 4. That's Malante Patterson. First and goal, Millersville. Timeout, Lockhaven.
Yeah, they're going to use that timeout, Bob.
So after that interception, the ball was at the 8-yard line of Millersville. They're on a 7-play drive.
Last play, and catch in the middle of the field. You play that zone, the safety has to get a little tighter.
So far, 7 plays, 89 yards, minute 8 off the clock. Millersville, best opportunity here this afternoon to put some points on the board. Boy, if they get a touchdown, it cuts the lead down to 3. And then if you're Coach Allen, you're thinking, we have missed opportunities in that first half.
One of the things here, Millersville in good shape. They have 35 seconds, 35.3. 1 timeout left. They have 3 yards to punch it in.
Well, the defense has played well for Lockhaven, especially last week shutting out Cheney. So another challenge put forth for the defense of the Bald Eagles.
Ball on the right hash, Millersville. See what they do with their formation. Looks like the formation will be an offset fullback, I-type, wide receiver right.
Red zone opportunity for Millersville, 9 of 15 this season for touchdowns. Little float pass, good defense by Strawbridge, the sophomore out of Harrisburg.
Strawbridge with a great job going up, knocking it away. Not my favorite play, but you have to remember, Coach Bryce has 31.3 seconds. If you run a running play, they have 1 timeout left. They're going to have to burn it pretty quick. Had more room to the wide field, but he decided to go to short side with that play.
They'll hand it off. Coates going nowhere.
Tried to run it to the right side. It was stuffed. I'll tell you what, again, for Lockhaven, Malone did a great job stepping up.
Well, that looked like it was Miles.
Miles,
who I was told was not going to play today because he's been injured the last few weeks. He steps into the game. He's a redshirt junior out of Wissahickon, 6'1", 203 on the carry.
And Malone, again, one of the strengths, along with Christus, of this Lockhaven defense. Now you have what is known as an interesting situation. You have 26.7 seconds, 2 downs. If you run it, you're going to have to get if you don't make it, you're going to have to get your field goal team on the field very quickly. If you throw it, it's incomplete, then the clock will stop. Let's see what the Marauders come up with. Trips left.
Lockhaven's defense on the year has given up 23 touchdowns in 35 attempts for a 66% chance to hold them. Big rush. Thrown out of there, but what a rush put on by Uchenni Agatu.
Well, I'll tell you what, Agatu came off the left side.
Emmanuel Tene, number 98 on there.
Tene did a great job coming backside. Page did a better job of getting the ball away. But Tene with a very, very strong rush backside field goal.
So that brings the punt place kicker on, Stahl, 3 of 6 this year. Does have 2 blocked. This one is up from the right hash, and it is good. So the best drive of the afternoon for the Marauders. It started back all the way at their own 8-yard line. They get stalled at the 1, but they put 3 points on the board with 18 seconds remaining here at Hubert Jack Stadium. So it's 11-play, 89-yard drive, 1:56 off the clock, and very impressive, and some momentum going into the half.
Converted some points off the turnover, which is what you want, Bob.
NFL action continues on Fox this Sunday with a special game live from London. The Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons travel across the Atlantic to play in the NFL International Series live at 9:30 Sunday morning. Then it's an NFC rivalry as the Philadelphia Eagles go toe-to-toe with the Arizona Cardinals. Both teams are 5-1 and want to make it 6-1. Only on Fox 56. That Eagles game at 4:30. So Millersville will kick off. Stahl again does the honors. A little squib kick in the middle, taken by an up man, and this will bring on the offense from Lockhaven. So the interception by Walton, his second of the day, leads to 3 points for Millersville, and now I don't think there's much time. It may try a couple of maybe small passes, but you don't want to give up anything big.
No, and if you throw it, you made one shot down the field to try and convert something real big right before the half. But you have 17 seconds. You don't have any timeouts if you're Lockhaven. I don't think you want to take any big chances.
So Walton is out there. A little draw play. The swales, and that should run out the clock and do it. Well, the defense hadn't been scored on in Lockhaven in 105 minutes and 40 seconds. The shutout streak is done, but the Lockhaven University Bald Eagles do lead 10-3 at the half. Big fans from George Christus Jr. He has a fumble recovery for that defense, and the Eagles go into halftime up by 7. Coming up at the half, we'll introduce you to the Jersey Shore football team, and we'll also talk to a couple special guests on the field.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
And welcome back to Lockhaven University. The Bald Eagles up 10-3 over Millersville at the half. You're watching live local college football on Fox 56. I'm Erin Dugan. So glad you could join us here today. And joining me now is a very special guest. This is Matt McCamley, the admissions counselor here at Lockhaven, and also an assistant baseball coach. How are you?
Thanks, Erin. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Lockhaven and what makes this such a special place to come to school.
Man, it's a great environment here. As you can tell, I mean, with all the cameras here, you can see the atmosphere of campus, beautiful surroundings. I mean, we offer a ton of different options here. You know, through my admissions role, I really learned a lot about the university, you know, from the internships that we offer, kids all over the country. I mean, we had a kid with the New York Yankees this summer, which is like the pinnacle of anything sports management. We have a PA right now at the Cleveland Clinic, which is one of the most premier institutions. So a lot of different options here for students. I mean, you know as well as I do, there's a ton of schools out there. You know, really just getting the vibe for campus, getting a family atmosphere here at Lockhaven, I thought was second to none.
So when students come here and maybe take a look around campus, what sort of things will they see?
Everything. Once they come up here, we like to get them a full tour of campus. Obviously get to try the food, that's the best part. You know, you also get to meet with professors. If they come up for an open house, they get to talk with any single professor in a major. They'll be here. Clubs and organizations, athletics, everybody will be here for open house dates. It's really a good time to come up to campus and really experience everything that we have here.
So you were a former baseball player here. You're now an assistant coach, but you played here. What do you think that whole student-athlete situation brought to your experience here?
Great experience, and I can't talk enough about the current athletic department. You know, they're really making this a first-hand quality experience for all of our student athletes here on campus. As far as my experiences here, I loved it, wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, we play baseball in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, arguably the best Division II conference in the country. You know, the time management skills, the teamwork, the effort, everything prepares you for life after college. I mean, that's really the best thing I could take away from it. You know, I know we're excited to start the baseball season in the spring. We got a couple long months of winter ahead, but we're excited to get you rolling here. So.
And it seems like just by the crowd, a lot of alumni like to really come back and give back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Homecoming here, you can tell in the stands. I mean, it's packed. Just walking around, getting the atmosphere of campus, that's what really sold me when I came to Lockhaven. You know, it's a family feel. You know, professors are walking around campus, they'll know you. Your coaches, everybody's just hand in hand here. It's a tight-knit community. 5,000 people, it feels like everybody's, you know, as one here. That's a pretty good gig.
Great. Well, thanks so much for stopping to chat with us, and best of luck during baseball season.
Thanks, Erin. Hoping to get you down there for a couple games. Yeah, all right, good.
All right, we'll be right back with another special guest. Stick around. back to Lockhaven. Once again, the Eagles up 10-3 over Millersville at halftime. You're watching live local college football on Fox 56. I'm Erin Dugan. I have another special guest with me now. This is Rodney Jenkins, the Vice President of University Relations. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
So let's talk about the atmosphere you have going on here today. And all week long, it was homecoming week. Let's talk about some of the activities that went on here.
Sure. We wanted to do something very different this year and open up homecoming not just for our alumni and our current students, but we also included the community. So we had a first parade this morning, opened up this morning. It was phenomenal. The community participated. We lined probably about 15, 20 different fire trucks. We had bands. We had cheerleaders. It was a phenomenal event, and the community participated. In addition to that, we had our alumni dinner last night. A lot of alum from Philly, Pittsburgh, all the way from Georgia, all the way up to North Carolina, over to Phoenix. So it's been very, very supportive. And this crowd, largest crowd we've had in a very long time, over 3,500 people have visited the game here today. We've sold out hotel rooms. Our folks, last night, the night before, they were out spending money downtown. So this is much bigger than Lockhaven University. It's really showing our impact on this region.
What do you think it is about the university that makes everyone want to come back?
Well, you love your institution. This is where you got your rite of passage, if you will. So if we have done our jobs right, you would want to come back. You would want to contribute. You would want to help some of the younger kids get through education. So we really push our alumni to do two things. We want them to build a scholarship to help younger folks, our current students. The other thing is we want them to mentor our students. A lot of our kids graduate, they need jobs, they need support. So our alumni are great, great assets for us.
Rodney, I want to ask you about your tagline. It's to follow your passion and embrace your possibilities. Come home to the Haven. What does that mean?
Well, first of all, it's home. The moment I stepped on campus, I felt home. And, they said, give us a tagline that fit our environment. And it's all about helping our students find their passion. What do you love? And wouldn't you love to do the job that you love, your passion, all your life? And it's all about possibilities. So, our office, marketing office, the president's office, we're all about helping our students really find their passion. And when you do that, opportunities are out there for you.
Thanks for chatting with us, and congratulations on such a great turnout and a great homecoming week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to have a ton of stats and highlights from the first half when we come.
We are back on the campus of Lockhaven University, Howard Jack Stadium, awaiting the teams as we get ready for the second half here on Fox 56. Bye-bye, Joe DeMelfi, top side, beautiful view over our shoulders looking into the town of Lockhaven. But Joe, good first half for Lockhaven. They own a 10-3 score, but I would think it should be a little bit more.
They passed up at least 10 points in that first half. I think the other part of it, Bob, is that Millersville has to feel pretty good about it. The first quarter, their offense did not move it at all. They ended up with about 175 yards of offense. So I think Millersville has to feel pretty good where they are right now.
Well, let's take a look at the offensive stats. At one point, Millersville had 8 plays for 8 yards. And how about after that? Now they have 172 total yards on 36 plays. Lockhaven still with 189, but there's 5 turnovers in the game. And what do you think about that?
And again, we talk about giving the ball up, 5 turnovers, and we talk about converting points off those turnovers, which has happened for both teams. We look at a 10-3 halftime score. Millersville, I think, feel better about themselves. Page has done a nice job of quarterbacking that team.
Well, we can take a look at a couple of highlights now from the first half. In the first quarter, it was pretty much all Lockhaven. Walton here to cook 25 yards. Big play there inside Millersville territory, and that set up this run by Walton. He has 7 carries on the day for 58 yards and a touchdown along right there, 37 yards. And that capped off a 94-yard drive after a Millersville fumble. And then Bo Swales, he had a good first half, 14 carries, 49 total yards, 3.5 average, and they mixed him in enough to really get the pass going.
You know what it is, Bob? It's enough to make him a threat, and the other team defensively knows that.
The story for Millersville, after letting Lockhaven into the game, we talked about missed opportunities, is because of 3 fumbles. First one right on their first possession of the game. Couldn't get the handoff.
And you see the running back and the quarterback talking. I thought you had it. I thought you were going to take it. Ball on the ground. And there's the other.
There's a special teams play as it was fumbled down there. No points off that for Lockhaven. And another fumble on the handoff exchange. And there's the 3 turnovers for Millersville. But off of those turnovers, just 3 points for Lockhaven.
And they were able to convert 3. Lockhaven will kick off to start the second half. Millersville will have the ball offensively. Obviously cannot afford to turn it over as much as they did the first half. See what they bring and see if Page is continuing to be the quarterback.
Yeah, change at quarterback really made the opportunities better for Millersville as J.J. Page replaced Matt Misley. And not sure if it was injury related or if it was due to just not doing his job on the field.
Yeah, they were struggling the first quarter, Bob. They really did not move the ball at all. Defensively, Lockhaven has played well. Strawbridge has showed up and played well. Tena has played well. Suriano and Ballin has also stepped up. So Lockhaven we knew would be strong defensively, and they have shown that here in the first half.
So it is Brumeri for Lockhaven who will kick this one off. Collins and Moat back to receive, and the second half is underway here at Hubert Jack Stadium. Collins comes up past the 25 into the 26-yard line, and now we'll see who comes back out as from the quarterback situation for Millersville. Page was 6 of 12, 102 yards. He wasn't sacked at all. Misley just 0 for 3. And it looks like it will be J.J. Page who comes in for the Marauders. Page out of Springford High School. And it looks like offsides on the first play from Lockhaven, a little too eager.
Eager to get up the field. Stepped over that no man's land zone, and the flag comes out, so we'll look at a 1st and 5 for Millersville.
Fifth penalty this afternoon on the Bald Eagles. That gives 5 yards to Millersville. Coates behind Page. Coates the leading rusher coming in for Millersville. Only has 5 on the ground, and this is Page. Good wheels up near the 48. 17 on that. Millersville in good shape here in the first possession of the second half.
Page did a great job keeping the ball inside Coates' belly a long time. And then it's tough to find a football if you're on defense, Bob. And then Page was able to get to the corner.
That read option by Page. Nice job by him finding the open gap. So now this Lockhaven University defense that had thrown a shutout last week is going to be tested now here in the second half as Millersville has woken up with the change at quarterback.
Page definitely has ignited this Millersville offense.
Some time put on the clock.
Looked like they might be having a little trouble with the play clock.
Six possessions in that first half for Millersville, just 3 points on the board. And Coates with a nice spin move.
Run by number 1, Coates on the tackle, 59,
Suriano makes the tackle, coming back from his defensive end.
Here you see Coates right side spins away from that tackle. There was some penetration up the field, finally brought down from behind. One of the things that I like about this tempo is we look again at the up-tempo type offense, but again, don't be impatient. Move the ball on the ground, use the pass off the run as we look at the option type play to the left side, Bob.
Page again keeping it on the read option. Another first down, 12 yards on that, up to the 37 of Lockhaven.
Option, you have to have somebody take the dive, somebody take the quarterback, and if there's a pitch man, which there is not on this type of option, you have to have somebody on him. Page is doing a nice job with it so far.
Maybe a change in philosophy by Millersville, going to more of a spread. Not really using that fullback. Quick out pass again. This is Patterson, and had some success in the first half on that. Good job by the linebacker Valiant.
They did have some success. They ran it 2 times in a row and picked up yardage. That time, nothing. Good reaction from the cornerback for Lockhaven, as well as the safety. So we're looking at second down, about 14 for the Marauders.
Everyone in tight on this. Page keeps it again. Lockhaven does a nice job. Loss of 2.
Excellent job. That time ball inside did not stay with that long. They found the quarterback.
Well, Erin Dugan joins us today on the sideline, and she has another special guest. Erin.
That's right, Bob, another special guest. This is Christina Williams from the Clinton County Women's Center. Christina, tell us about what's going on outside here today.
Well, the alumni fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi members have decided to take on a community service effort in order to celebrate their 25th anniversary here at Lockhaven University. They are taking donations to help women and children at our center here in Clinton County.
I'm sure it's even more meaningful with October, of course, being Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes, it is. We've had a surge in services this month as well, and we do help men, women, and children.
And if anybody wants to learn more about how they can help this Women's Center, is there a website they can go?
We have a Facebook page, Clinton County Women's Center. We are on Twitter as the Clinton County Women's Center Hilton House, and we are also at www.ccwcsafe.org.
Got that? All right. Okay, well, thanks so much. I'll send out a tweet about it. You can tweet me at AaronFox56, and I'll give you all the information from what she just talked about. Thanks, Christina.
Thank you so much.
Okay, back to you guys.
Well, thank you, ladies. Down on the field, the third down conversion goes incomplete for Millersville, so another punt coming up from Stahl. This one is a high hanger, and it's Williams with the fair catch at the 16-yard line.
Third down, Millersville tried the deep post, didn't work, Bob. Overthrown, had to punt it away. Lockhaven will take over.
And it is Caleb Walton, number 5, the redshirt sophomore, starting quarterback today, who comes back on the field. So we will not see Sean Jones yet, the transfer from Kentucky Christian University. It'll be Walton, who had a very successful first half, giving it off to Swales. Big room for Swales. 11 on that. First down, Lockhaven.
That's the version of the counter play off of that up-tempo. Swales takes a step to the right, goes back to his left, right here. blocking down, good angles by the offensive lineman.
Good blocking by the receivers out there as well. This time Swales is held up by the Millersville defense. Give him a yard on that at best.
Both teams seem to have slowed the tempo, so to speak. Go to the running game a little bit, try to establish something there.
Well, Millersville offense came in as the 4th best time of possession, over 31 minutes of time of possession. But today it's been Lockhaven, and a nice job by the middle linebacker, Reggie Slatton, the redshirt senior. His 6th tackle for a loss on the year, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Excellent job defensively. Got oversized up the running back and then brought him down for a loss.
Lockhaven 4 of 8 on 3rd downs in the first half. Good job to contain Walton. He flips it up out of bounds and will go in as an incomplete pass. But not much running room for Walton this time. Millersville doing it in, putting the clamp on him.
They did a nice job, right, closing in on him. The thing you have to be concerned about, he had a lot of time back there to throw the ball. Tough to play pass defense forever if you're a defensive back. Sometimes the best pass defense is a pass rush. That didn't happen there, but didn't hurt Millersville.
Stand ball into punt, his 3rd of the afternoon. He puts a nice high hanging kick into the wind. Fair catch down there, and by Wiggins, and it remains 10-3. 10:02 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, Millersville will have the ball. Still a 7-point lead for Lockhaven. Second down as Coates takes it with Ballion there again. Another big tackle for number 4.
Reacted very quickly to that run to the right side, forcing another 3rd down. Lockhaven defense doing their job. Bald Eagles up by 7. Bob, Millersville seemed to hit a little bit of a lag here offensively. They were moving the ball.
So 3rd down on the way. Had a receiver out in the flat, couldn't pull that in.
Yeah, he was running to the sideline. Ball was thrown behind him. He had to twist around, just could not hold on to that. So the Lockhaven defense, we've talked about them being solid, playing solid ball. They're going to force the Marauders to punt it away.
Bring Stahl back on. His 4th punt of the afternoon, averaging 37 yards. Williams back to receive. This is very high. They give him room, and Williams pulls it in at the 23-yard line. We'll give credit to Millersville's defense coach, because they've really done a nice job controlling this offense from Lockhaven that looked like early on it could put up some points on the board today.
I'll tell you what they've done. I think, again, they kept the Lockhaven out of the end zone for 7 early. The Bald Eagles came up with 3. Millersville defense playing well, giving their offense a chance here.
Walton going to go to the air on first. Almost interception. What a catch by Jeremy Cornelius out of Harrisburg on the sidelines with the defender in his face. 12 yards on that.
I'll tell you what, the catch was very good. The pass was maybe even more impressive. Walton put something on that ball. He has a chance to step up and deliver that ball. Cornelius with a great catch on the sideline. keeping a foot in.
Santos tried to get a hand on it for the Marauders. Swales going nowhere. Good job again by the linebackers, Slayton, Richards Sr. He's been on every tackle today. He's out of the Ben Salem High School.
He and Garnett were right there. So after a first down pickup, Cornelius with the catch. We have a 2nd and 10 for the Bald Eagles.
Here comes the blitz. They got him. Off the corner, Brinzer, his first sack of the year. Lockhaven will be forced to punt.
To go back to my earlier statement, sometimes the best pass defense is a pass rush to help out your secondary, and that time Marauders did it. Linebacker took a looping turn. Usually they're too wide and the ball's gone, but Walton was holding on to the ball, looking for something downfield, nothing there.
So it's 3rd down now. Another big rush put on again. Walton goes down.
I think one of the things you have to think about is when you start trying to throw it down the field, and I mean 20 to 30 to 40 yards down the field, maybe an intermediate route will give your quarterback an opportunity to throw it and then let him run after the catch. Plus, the route downfield, Bob, a lot of pressure on your offensive line.
Walton had those holes to run in that first quarter. That time Aaron Walker came in for his 3rd sack on the season. And that will bring on the punter again, Stambaugh. Fair catch by Wiggins. It's down at the 32. We'll take a quick timeout. Still 10-3 Lockhaven over Millersville.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
We are back at Hubert Jack Stadium. This is Lockhaven University. Now it's a nice crowd on hand for homecoming. Great parade this morning too, as the sun finally shines back in. We started out with some sun, then some clouds, but the wind has really picked up. Page on his horse, sacked. Good job by Lockhaven as they push through.
Defense did not allow Page time to set himself. Good rush up the field.
Beauchamp in on the sack. That's the 3rd sack of the afternoon for Lockhaven. Page again back. Has a guy wide open over the middle. That's Malante Patterson, and Millersville is in Lockhaven territory down at the 32.
Safety vacated. They looked like they were cover 2 there. Route was right in the middle of the 2 defensive backs. Big pickup for Marauders.
Patterson limps off, and that gives us an opportunity now to go down to Aaron.
Hey, Bob, I have a special guest here. This is Ron Brame, Lockhaven class of 67, a big supporter of LHU athletics. Ron, I talked to a lot of people today about what makes them want to come back here for events like this. Why is it so special to you?
I think more the memories that I have here, whether it be playing basketball or going to class. And plus I like reminiscing. I mean, that's what old people do. We reminisce with even the stories with the younger generation, and of course even with my class. And I like coming back to see what changes have been made. And I mean, one change is, I always think of the homecoming when I was here was the parade. And we brought that back this year, and it was great, you know. And the other thing which I think is very, very special is, first of all, the scenery here. I mean, this is beautiful type campus, and Lockhaven's very special to me. I mean, I was in education for 40 years, and I came here because they had a very strong teaching, program. And I think I had an excellent career, very rewarding, and I really owe it to Lockhaven. I mean, they gave me the tools to be, we're talking about a good teacher, and of course the techniques. And the thing is I think what happens is people wait, I think, too long to show their support to university, and it should be sooner. But and I owe everything to them. They made me a really an effective teacher, and I had a great career. They wouldn't give up anything.
And you're such a supporter of the athletics here. Why do you think others should get involved in that as well?
Well, first of all, I play basketball, but athletics is a very important part of college life. I don't care, whether it be an athlete, whether it be a student. I mean, athletics bring just the support increases as a result. And I want to see us competitive. We're not talking about winning championships. It'd be nice, just be competitive. And I did some research, and I found that some of our programs, when you look at other schools in the PSAC, were 1/3 of their scholarship program. So that means our student athletes are not playing on a level field. And that kind of upset me. And so what happened was I checked with other coaches and so forth. And the reason for that is alums. We are the one that have to either support the athletics and give money to the Crimson and White athletic program. I mean, we are the ones that's going to create this level playing field, and it's also going to assure that our coaches can compete. We're talking about 4 good quality student athletes with other PSAC schools. I mean, right now we're not. So, we got, regardless if you're young or my age or older, you got to get involved with the Crimson White. And I hope everyone jumps on the bandwagon and does that.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate your support, and I'll let you get back up in the stands. I'm sure you're rowdy up there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Bye. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Aaron. And thank you to our special guests. 18 varsity sports here at Lockhaven. It did start out as a teaching school, 1926. And now down on the field, Coach, let's get us up to date. Millersville on the move, doing a nice job. Page, big hole, big hit. No flag, and a ball down at the 10.
Page sliding down, Bob, so that hit, while looked real effective, I don't think he took the full brunt. Big play in this drive has been that route over the middle, as here you see Page again up the field with the rush, and then he's going to have that slide at the end. Takes that going down. But Page doing a nice job with this offense right now. They are 10 yards away from tying it up.
We talk about Walton able to run. How about Page this afternoon, 58 yards on the ground. Big rush, Lockhaven. Couldn't get him. Page is Houdini, gets out of it and finally goes out of bounds, loses 2 yards, and he could have lost a whole lot more.
I'll tell you what, he's going to have a 1st and goal from the 12, just outside the 12, where it could have been 1st and goal from a longer distance. As you see him scramble right there, runs out of 1 tackle, does a good job using straight arm, and then is forced out of bounds. So we're looking at a 2nd down here. Goal from the 12.
Another red zone opportunity for Millersville. Can they tie this one up? Sandals to the outside, big rush.
I'll tell you what, excellent job by that Lockhaven defense. Pickle was up the field right now. There you see it. Came off the block very effectively. I think the wide receiver thought ball carrier was going inside. Pickle does a great job of coming off the block. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 20.
Now right at the 20. Millersville 2 of 10 on 3rd downs this afternoon. A big one right here. They cannot get a 1st down. 3rd and goal. Page hit, sacked again.
I tell you what, we talk about Lockhaven's defense being effective. They have been very effective, either putting a lot of pressure on the passer.
That looked like Seriano in there, along with number 50, Brandon Bernazzoli, out of Altoona.
Yeah, I think Bernazzoli had the first hit. Then Soriano came in. So we're looking at a field goal, 35 yards.
Is that the 43-yard attempt by Stahl? It does have the distance, but it's wide right. The defense holds for Lockhaven.
I'll tell you what, very, very encouraging for Lockhaven, discouraging for Millersville. Page has done a nice job so far putting yardage in the statistics, but having a tough time converting those successes into points.
So the defense holds, and that will bring on Caleb Walton again. Bo Swales next to him. Oh, we do have the change. It's number 9. So Sean Jones makes his first appearance here today. A flag goes out on the field. Not a good start. So Sean Jones in, redshirt junior, transfer from Kentucky Christian University. He's out of Harrisburg. His stats aren't big, but he did lead them on a huge drive last week. It's just over 65 yards for a touchdown that got things sparked. He's 7 of 8 on the year.
Jones, very, very good runner back there as the back is stuffed by a strong Millersville surge.
Well, give the defense of the Marauders much credit. Slayton and crew have really chomped down on this offense from Lockhaven. Again, nowhere to go.
Anytime you see defensive linemen up the field, tough to run an offensive play.
Drew Seberg with the first hit. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Plenty of time. They have a guy, it's Swales. Swales out of the backfield. Picks up 10, so it'll be 3rd and 4 coming up.
One of the things we talked about was Swales out of the backfield. Makes a block. Hesitation about 2/10 of the second, maybe 3, and then out into the flat. Here you see it. He just hangs in there and then comes across.
Swales an excellent receiver, averaging 6.9 per catch. And
good job by Jones as we're going to wind down the third quarter.
It's been a very entertaining game so far. Lockhaven holding on to that 7-point lead as we head to the fourth. Beautiful afternoon in Lockhaven for PSAC football.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
Homecoming on campus as the student section is out in support of their Bald Eagles football team. Lockhaven leads 10-3. Bob I, Joe DeMelfi, and Aaron Dugan. Glad you could join us on a fall afternoon on the campus of Lockhaven University. So Lockhaven, not much offense in that third quarter, Coach. Just 12 plays in that quarter for about 15 yards.
Millersville moved the ball offensively, but the Lockhaven defense, they were bending but didn't break.
Make that 12 plays for 38 yards, but still not very good chances as they're going to turn it over on downs again.
What happened was the receivers were running the route. Sean Jones threw the ball, but the receiver had their back to him. Did not see the ball thrown, so the Bald Eagles will turn it over. Coach Allen not real happy with that sequence of events.
Looking more and more like this Bald Eagles defense is going to have to win this one on homecoming. The wind picks up as they grabs this football and pushes it back. Takes a Lockhaven roll and the Bald Eagles and George Christus will down it at the 9.
Now we're looking at a Millersville team who's been fairly successful. They've had some turnovers. They're going to have to go 90-plus yards to tie this ball game up. We've seen Page come in after the first quarter and do an excellent job at quarterback. Just haven't been able to put points on the board. So down by 7. Let's see what the Marauders have in store for that Lockhaven defense.
Well, J.J. Page, as you see the flag blowing in a very stiff wind, doing an excellent job as Page, leading this team. He'll keep it on the read option again, and he's stuffed for a couple of yard gains. Mike Williams on the tackle.
You know, Bob, he picked up 5 or 6 yards, did a nice job with handling the ball here. I keep saying the same thing. Tough for the defense to pick up the ball. You can't make a tackle unless you know where the ball is, and these quarterbacks have done a fairly decent job of handling the football. 2nd and about 4 for the Marauder offense.
Millersville's run 55 plays for 246 yards today as Patterson is beat up. Yard loss, 3rd down on the way.
Good reaction by that defense, coming up very quickly, looking at making that tackle.
Hunter on the tackle, linebacker, so a 3rd down chance coming up for the Marauders. 2 of 11 this afternoon on 3rd down. They'll spread it out. They'll give it to Coates. That time, Page trying to read the defense on that read option. He gave it to his running back. No success, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, defensive front played that well. Now we're looking at giving it up after a very, very short 3 plays.
Lockhaven should come out with excellent field position. Stahl kicking into the wind. Williams back to receive at the 50. And this one is going to be stalled right from the start.
I think we're going to have movement on Millersville. I go back to the 3rd down play. I know you're on your own 10 or 12 yard line starting this drive.
Offense, number 83.
As we have movement on Millersville, but they tried to run that ball straight up the middle, and the defensive front for Lockhaven's pretty decent. So, and I know you don't want to take a chance. Coach Bryce is thinking, you know what, our defense is playing fairly well. Let's not cause a problem here. Let them play defense.
So now Stahl in his own end zone. Williams fair catch at the 48-yard line, and that's where Lockhaven will take over. Their best field position to start a series in this 2nd half. So let's see if the Bald Eagles can convert. It is Caleb Walton back on as quarterback, number 5, the redshirt sophomore out of Manheim Central. As Jones did see 1 series.
Jones saw 1 series. I really didn't do much with it, but again, Coach Allen knows that both of the quarterbacks are okay with that situation. He looked at Jones, see if maybe he could get a spark. Nothing happened, so Caleb Walton back at quarterback. Wind at his back. Short field, 12-14 left in the 4th quarter, and you're up by 7.
He finds a receiver, Bernard Smack, for a good game up to the 40. Call it 8 on that.
Short route. Ran about an 8-yard route, turns around, picks up another 2.
Smack goes right to the bench, and he's banged up a little bit.
Yeah, he took a shot in the back as he turned around.
Another quick out, trying to hit Cook on the sidelines, goes incomplete.
Yeah, we have a 2nd and 2. That stops the clock. Smack's route was about 6 or 7 yards and picked up 1 or 2, and that leaves Lockhaven with a 3rd and 2.
It's been the problem for the Bald Eagles up until last week. They get some offense going, but inconsistent is the word.
And young people, you have some youngsters on the offensive line.
Read option, ball's way on the turf. Walton falls back on it, all the way back at his own 48-yard line. That took a turf bounce, and that will bring on the punt team.
Yeah, ran that option type look. The ball came out right now as we tried to run a little bit of a counter off that, and here you're going to see it squirt out. Got hit inside. Again, Millersville defense coming up big. Walton, good thing he's paying attention there, or else it could have been a big turnover.
Well, it was Harris who had the ball. Couldn't see who knocked it free on that replay. Officials did have a discussion, not sure what about. Now we're back on stand ball as the sun pops back out.
If you're a head coach or an offensive coordinator, that's part of what's frustrating. You pick up 8 yards on first down. Now you have 2 downs to get the first and can't do it. You have to punt it away.
Nice high hanging, no one down as it takes a bounce into the end zone. So the ball will come out for Millersville. Still a 7-point lead for the Bald Eagles over the Marauders. The Susquehanna River in Clinton County. Bye-bye, Joe DeMelfi. We're back. And caught out there by Millersville.
I'll tell you what, excellent pass by Page.
Wiggins on the pass up to the 40-yard line.
Again, hitting that soft spot in that zone pass defense behind the corner. Front of the safety.
Page again. And I think it's Wiggins again, this time inside Lockhaven.
I think one of the things you have to do here, if you're the defensive coordinator, Coach Allen, you have to say corner either needs to try to get a hit on that receiver, slows him down and gives the safety time to get over.
Page again looking over the middle, no one there. So that gives us a chance now to head down to Aaron Dugan, who is standing by with the president of Lockhaven University. Aaron?
That's right, Bob. Last but not least, our last interview of the day here at Lockhaven, the president of Lockhaven University, Michael Fiorentino. Thanks so much for hosting us today. We're having a blast.
Pleasure to have you with us.
Talk to me about why this university is so special to you.
Well, it's a combination of things. Certainly the strong and outstanding academic programs, but it's also the spirit of the university. You can feel it when you come to this campus. There's a sense of welcoming environment, friendship and engagement, not only with the students, but across the university and in the community. So you feel it, and I think you can see it today.
And you came in here in 2011. What were some of your priorities coming in?
Well, considering the economic situation in Pennsylvania, we really needed to look at how we could best utilize our resources to maintain the strength of the university. So that was the #1 priority. The second major one was to continue the growth of our academic programs and moving in the direction of strengthening those areas that are attracting students. And lastly, to build a spirit on the campus using athletics, our band, our visual arts, the performing arts. Those are important to our students.
Talking about that spirit, tell me about this past week and everything that went on here.
This has really been an exciting week. It's not only a week of engagement on campus, but we were able to really pull the university and the community together in a way that we haven't done in the past, and I think people really appreciate that. I know our friends downtown, we're really excited about the parade and excited about having our students and our faculty and staff on the main street and engaging with them. So it's just been a wonderful week overall. There's a lot of excitement. I think you can see it today.
Absolutely a great atmosphere. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
Okay, let's go back upstairs.
He'll be happier if his team can hold Millersville. Touchdown, Marauders. No, incomplete. Didn't get a foot on, but there's a flag back where the quarterback threw it. We may have roughing the passer.
Exactly what the call's going to be. Coach Allen grabbing his head. Called the pass incomplete, Bob, as you mentioned. Tough penalty right there.
William Neaton, our referee, with the flag. I don't know if we'll see it on this replay. We'll follow the pass down.
I think once the ball's going, he's a passer. But you know what? Once he's outside the tackle and he's running, he's a runner. But the ball was in the air, and I guess the official felt that was the justification for the call.
I think he might have got a foot in, too. That was close. Ruled out of bounds, but the ball now at the 14-yard line of Lockhaven, 1st and 10, inside the red zone again for Millersville. They had a field goal attempt in the third quarter that went wide right. They need a touchdown to tie. Page with good yardage inside the 10, picks up about 6.
Time for those pass patterns to develop. And then, as you see him come up inside very quickly, I believe that was Christus up on the tackle. We talked about him in pregame.
Last week, the defense pitched a shutout. 3 points given up today. Page to the end zone. Yeah, that's a flag. A couple guys ran over the Millersville receiver who remains on the turf.
Well, you had 2 defenders, the receiver, all converging in the same area. So back judge had the call. Here you're going to take another look at it. In fact, they had 2 receivers and 3 defenders within 5 yards. Bound to have some type of collision. That was called against.
That was Reichenbach, the redshirt senior, number 14, who was taken down to the turf. So, 1st and goal, Millersville. Ball at the 2.
2-yard line. I think you're telling yourself you have to get it in here. Tie this ball game up.
Quick out of Wiggins. Big hood put on by the defense, as it looked like that was Benkovic who came over.
And they tried to run
tackle.
Flanker screen where you have the 2 up men blocking, man behind, try to get it up the field. Didn't pick up much, if anything. Ball pretty much where it was on 1st down.
And Jake Peck in there, number 78 as well, the redshirt sophomore. Second and goal. Coates, middle. Ruled touchdown. The official on the right side comes in with his hands up.
I think the ball broke the plane, which is what he was looking at. Marauders get it in the end zone. Nice job by the offense. Need the extra point to tie it up.
So Millersville looking for their first win of the season.
I'll tell you what, Millersville offensively, great job on that. I have to. Fullback really picked up a linebacker who was coming hard.
Stahl, the extra point is up, and we are tied at 10. 7:48 remaining in this game. Millersville goes the length of the field, and they put up a touchdown. The parade this morning, 10 a.m., Lockhaven University Marching Band.
tell you, Bob, I have to mention this, and they have him listed as an outside linebacker, but number 44, and they have him listed as Logan Kinzer from Millersville, did a great job on that touchdown picking up a blitzing backer. If he hadn't, and they ran an isolation type play with him as the fullback.
So now, Lockhaven's offense, which has been inconsistent this afternoon, is going to come back on the field. And they need to put a drive together to win this game. Maybe not. They'll have good field position.
Excellent job. Sean Self did a great job.
Seed coach was the name, but there's a flag back down at the 39 though. This is coming back. So Seif took it at the 20. I don't know, maybe a holding might have been the call. It was holding, and if you looked at it quickly, you saw it. This one's coming back. A big return, negate it. The ball will be at the 29-yard line for Lockhaven.
I tell you what, again, you wonder why coaches get gray hair. You give up 30 yards here. 30 yards on the penalty because they would have had the ball about the 40 of Millersville. Walton now has the offense at his own 28.
Lockhaven, after the first quarter, had a 10-0 lead. Millersville has been patient all afternoon. They've come back and tied it. But again, missed opportunities for the Bald Eagles has cost them this afternoon.
7:26, 3 timeouts left. They can't be in any hurry. Swales runs that little counter type play back inside, picks up good yardage.
Swales 57 yards on the ground this afternoon. I think that's 62. Quick out to Bernard Smack for a good gain.
I think Spot's going to give him the first down. Smack turned up the field, which is what you want the receiver to do. He did pick up the first down. Good safe throw there from Walton to Smack.
This is going to be Caleb Walton who has to lead this team. Smack, draw. Still on his feet. Inside Millersville territory. Marked out.
I'll tell you
at
what.
the 36.
Offensive line, Bob, great job. They forced everything up the field. Walton did an excellent job holding the ball and then putting it in the, just a very good draw play. Swales picks up very good yardage.
That was his 21st carry on the afternoon inside Marauders territory. Good decision. Big gain, 11 on that, up to Smack over the middle.
I'll tell you what, he's made a couple of catches here, and he's getting the ball up the field after the catch. I like Walton. He's showing a little moxie. He's able to throw it in there by the linebacker.
Could be the biggest drive of the season so far for Lockhaven. Looking for their second win in a row on the season and over Millersville. Smack breaks a tackle. It's finally taken down. 4 yards on that, but it could have been a lot worse.
I'll tell you what, Swales did an excellent job there of running out of a tackle. We're going to see it. He tries to run that counter again, backside very quickly for Millersville, but Swales runs out of it. Walker almost had him for a 3-yard loss.
This is where you need a good decision by Walton. Don't want to do anything foolish here. They're going to keep it on the ground. And they're going to go in for a touchdown. Lockhaven, Bo Swales.
What made the play was the formation. Wide splits. Swales was able to get by the defensive line into the secondary. Touchdown for Swales.
22 yards on the touchdown. That's his second of the season for Bo Swales. And what a drive after a penalty on special teams, as the crowd is happy here at Hubert Jack Stadium.
Impressed with Caleb Walton there. He did a nice job directing that drive.
Lumarian, the extra point is good. And here we see it again.
Good job by the offensive line. One of the defensive linemen from Millersville coming hard inside. Lineman drove him down. There you see him.
6 plays, 71 yards, 2 minutes and 10 off the clock. And there's Bo Swales out of Clearfield High School.
I'll tell you what, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Impressive.
So what's next for this Lockhaven team? Well, they're looking for, of course, their second win as we do some push-ups here. How about they head to Kutztown next week, and that could be a winnable game if they play it tough. They've been in most of the games up until, the second half, and that's what you want as a team on the rise. They'll go to Bloomsburg, and that's always a tough game, but they'll have them here at Hubert Jack Stadium, and they'll end the season November 15th at California.
I think Coach Allen has to be pleased with, I need a drive, and I got a drive from a very young unit. Now the defense, which has been playing very strong for the Bald Eagles, 5:30 left. Millersville has 3 timeouts. Let's see what the Bald Eagles do defensively.
Got to bring it out. That's Collins. Couldn't make a decision and is finally knocked down at the 16-yard line.
Not the way you want to see your kick-off returner reacting. Here you see him. He takes a step, but he's out by that time. Wanted to go back, could not do it. Good coverage by the kickoff covered team.
Kevin McGivern out of Hamburg, New York, the redshirt sophomore, made the tackle on special teams. So back comes the Millersville offense that has put up some good numbers today. 301 total yards of offense for Millersville. And that's well over their average of 273. And the one reason why is the play of their quarterback, J.J. Page, this afternoon, doing a nice job managing the game.
He is that, and he just completed that ball for a 7-8-yard pass completion. Cornerback needs to react a little more quickly to that pass play.
So Lockhaven just went down the field. Now Millersville looking to do the same. They pick up the first down on that. They do have 3 timeouts remaining as we're under 5 minutes to play. So Coach Allen's team looking for win number 2 on the year.
I tell you what, a route there which may hurt Lockhaven. They had a receiver inside going up the field. If they break too quickly on that short ball, that man may be wide open as they come trips to the field.
Big rush, taken down, sack Lockhaven.
Excellent job.
And that is Uchemi Agatu. Finally got to say his name again.
Agatu up the field right now. Got off the block and up the field. Again, when you're trying to complete the ball down the field, if you can get a rush from 4 people, and that's what Lockhaven did there.
His first sack on the year. He's a senior out of Levittown. Over the middle, almost intercepted. The receiver didn't even turn around.
And that's the route I believe they were going to, except there was no short route there, so the defensive back was off. A little bit of a rush.
Patterson was downfield, coach, didn't turn around.
There you see it. You see the route to the sideline and the route inside.
Mike Williams, a junior out of Whitehall, almost intercepted that. Now, 3rd and long coming up.
I'll tell you what, this is, I would say, crucial. 3rd and long, 3:54 left in the ball game. You're down by 7. You got to do something in the plus category here.
They have not been good all year. Day 2, 2 of 12. Page trying to do it. Hung up. He's going to be short of 5 yards. He picked up 10 and then is smacked back. And it'll bring up 4th down.
We have a scrum going on the field. And I'll tell you what, 4th and 10, I don't think he can give it up here with 3:32 left in the ball game. So Page will try to convert. As you watch him come out of that rush, pick up a couple yards. Big play here, maybe ball game.
Strawbridge on the tackle. 4th down today, 1 of 2 for Millersville. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Tried to hit Patterson down. It's knocked away by number 8, Tyree Anderson, the redshirt junior out of Bishop McDevitt.
I'll tell you what, Anderson played that exceptionally well. Very, very well. He knocked that ball down. They were coming after Page with the blitz, they being Lockhaven. Page got and really threw the ball well. One-on-one, that's what you want down the field.
Well, here comes that offense. Walton is in, but it's been Bo Swales today. 23 carries, 111 yards. His 2nd consecutive week over 100 yards for the running back. And he's got more room. Bo Swales looks like he's getting stronger as the day has gone on, but an even more impressive job by the young offensive line coach.
I'll tell you what, impressed with Lockhaven. Strawbridge up big, Anderson came up big, Swales Walton's really doing a nice job managing the second half after leading them to the touchdown to put them up by 7.
Yeah, they've been doing it on the ground today.
They have time. They can use the clock here at some point. Millersville is going to have to start using those timeouts as we go down to 2:20 left on the game clock.
Lockhaven 162 on the ground this afternoon. And they'll keep it that way again. The Swales holds on to the ball. The clock will keep going. Timeout on the field called by Millersville. So 2:07 remaining. And for Lockhaven to hold on for a homecoming win. I know Coach Allen, he wouldn't want it this close. It could have been a little bit bigger for Lockhaven if they converted on those turnovers.
Exactly. They came away with no points a couple of times when they probably should have had at least 3 or maybe 6 points.
So our My Network TV upcoming schedule on our sister station. We have a great high school football for you game this week. Down in the Heartland Conference, Selinsgrove takes on undefeated Southern Columbia. That will be on Halloween at 7. And then we'll head into the playoffs on November 7th and 14th. District 2 up in the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area. And then more college football right here on Fox as Kings takes on Wilkes in the annual Mayor's Cup game. That's a new kick, November 15th. So Bob Ide and Coach Joe DeMelfi from Wilkes University. Former coach. And also Aaron Dugan is down on the sideline. She'll talk to Coach Allen after the game and some players of the game. And hopefully it is with a W next to it. Well, hasn't been impressive, Coach, but you know what? A win is a win.
No matter how ugly they look, it's a win. I think that you're exactly right, Bob.
Here's the reverse, and Millersville stiffed it out. And that was P.J. Santos, the redshirt sophomore, who saw that one coming as they got the ball to Cook on the reverse.
I'm not excited about the play call, Bob. I think you have a 3rd and 2. Bang it up in there with Swales and see what you can do. You have 2:03 left, and now another timeout. You're going to have to give the ball up here. And you never know what can happen. So you're up by 7. You're going to punt it away. Punt it in the end zone. They're going to bring it out to the 20. They have to go 80 with 1 timeout. They being Millersville, 1 timeout in 2 minutes. But again, you're giving the ball up, which is something you really don't or didn't want to do.
So stand ball in to kick Millersville's not going to put a big rush on. They just want the ball back.
Can't afford a roughing penalty.
Good pooch. And knocked down right at the 5-yard line. That is Tyree Anderson.
I tell you what, very impressed with that. They get down the field, made the cover.
So under 2 minutes now to play. 1 timeout remaining for Millersville. That will be J.J. Page who brings them on. And now the defense looking to seal this one for Lockhaven.
Anderson did a great job there. He saved them about 14 yards by knocking that down right at the 6, making the drive even longer for the Marauders.
Five wideouts in for the Marauders. Page taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
Got to be quick if you're Millersville. You don't want to use that timeout. Clock moving. Good job by the defensive front. I'm going to tell you what, they've played a nice ball game for Lockhaven. That 4-man front that they have operating out of that defense.
Page again. This time he is sacked. Flag comes in late. That is Siriano, his first sack.
I think you're going to have a hold on Millersville, Bob. And I think you decline it and force the 3rd down. I don't think there's much thought to that, to be honest.
So this defense, and you talked about it, Coach, up front, did the job when they had to. Page couldn't even get the ball out of his hand. They'll decline the penalty. Siriano a sack.
Well, what's helping them is they're trying to throw it down the field. Takes a long time for the routes to develop. It's tough to block for a long time if you're an offensive lineman. Trips right, slot left.
That was the 4th sack of the afternoon for the defense. Almost picked off. Tyree Anderson dove for it. And that was Wiggins who didn't even turn around to look for it. For Millersville.
4th down, you have a timeout with Millersville.
And it will be. Coach Rybach calls timeout, and he'll bring his offense over to talk to them. So, start out as a beautiful fall afternoon, nice and sunny. Some clouds have moved in. It's been windy. But all in all, a great day here at Lockhaven University. Want to thank the administration and Coach Allen for welcoming us here. We will be back for Lockhaven University women's basketball February 7th. They'll take on Mansfield. That will be on our sister station, My Network TV.
Coach Allen looking on.
So it's a team that is on the rise for the PSAC. A lot of young players out there, and they should be very competitive over the next couple of years in the East Division now of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
I think one of the things you think about if you're Millersville is throw an intermediate route and let the person try to pick up the 1st down rather than try to throw it long down the field. Don't have a lot of time to do that with that defensive front. Looks like they're going to try to bring a backer.
4-man rush. Page scrambling, throws it to nobody. It was 4th down. Lockhaven holds on and they'll win this game.
I'll tell you what, Page has done a nice job today. I'll be honest with you, that's almost an impossible situation to be in. He got rid of the ball rather than take the safety. But there you see Coach Allen congratulating his players. Best play in football for a coach. Kneel down and let's get out of here and take the W.
Wasn't pretty, but that big 6-play, 71-yard drive late in this 4th quarter gave them the 7-point lead, and now all they have to do is run out the clock, maybe even score another touchdown, as the ball is first and goal at the 3. Swales to his right.
I'll tell you what, Bob, I think we saw Caleb Walton grow up a little bit on that drive.
Yeah, he made probably 2 mistakes in the game, 2 interceptions, as we have a Millersville player down, and that is Santos. I hope he's okay. He's one of their better players. But really, they stuck with the run all day. The offensive line did a good job. Swales right now has a 118 on the ground and a touchdown.
And that, again, you know, he doesn't look like he's gaining a lot of yards, but 118 is very respectable. Walton has good yardage on the ground. He's thrown some very nice passes. So I think Coach Allen has to feel, while it was sloppy in places, it's a win, and we drove the ball. In that one drive in the second half, Bob, they did a great job. Walton did an excellent job managing that.
Well, and it was the defense. You look at the stats. Millersville coach ran 76 plays today for 321 yards. 4.22 average, but that defense held when it had to. 274 total for Lockhaven, and they'll come out with a win as Santos gets up on his own accord.
Yeah, he's on walking off under his own power pretty much. Has 2 trainers right by him.
Slayton, excuse me. Reggie Slayton. So Millersville is going to fall, looking for their first win. Lockhaven will win their 2nd in a row and head to Kutztown next week. It's their 2nd win over Millersville in a row. As I talked about seems like hours ago, they didn't pick up a win since 1959 over this team, over Millersville.
I'll tell you what, the clock running down, they don't have to snap the ball.
And that will do it. At homecoming, Lockhaven University beats Millersville. The final score, 17-10. When we come back, we'll have the players of the game, and we'll talk to Coach Allen on the field.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.
Pick up win number 2 for Lockhaven. The final score is 17-10 over Millersville, and now Aaron Dugan is on the sidelines with an offensive player and a defensive player. Aaron.
That's right, Bob. Our 2 players of the game, we have Bo Swales and Nick Soriano, offensive and defensive players of the game. Bo, we'll start with you. You guys needed a big drive after Millersville scored. Take me through that drive and what went right.
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, we started running the ball during that drive. We got nice 7-yard gains pretty much each play. And then our last play was a zone to the left and just opened up and found a way to the end zone.
Yeah, 22-yarder to get in there. Take me through that play and what you saw.
Yeah, Luke Urban, our center, had a nice block on the nose there, and then the backers were outside, so there's no one in the box. I just had the safety one-on-one, and I won the battle.
This is your 2nd consecutive week going over 100 yards. You must be happy about that. Do you contribute that to your line?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, the only reason why I'm making the holes or I'm getting the holes. So, yeah, all the credit goes to them. It's not me at all. It's all to them.
All right, great job today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's move along to our defensive player of the game, Nick Soriano. The defense was a huge part of this game. Talk about what the defense contributed to this win.
We stayed, resilient. We got a couple turnovers on offense, but we don't let that affect us in any way, shape, or form. So I just love our resiliency, our will to come out here and be like, whatever, guys, we got it. And, we did that last week and we did it this week.
4th down, there's about 3 minutes to go. Take me through that big defensive play, one-on-one down the field. What'd you see on that?
Oh, I don't know. I just try to hit a move on my guy. I look back and I felt happy. I didn't really know what happened because I played D-line, but I saw it once happen and I was ecstatic and just happy right now.
2 wins in a row. How good does that feel to get things rolling?
Amazing. We had a rough start, but right now it's just we're on cloud 9 right now, basically.
Go enjoy.
Thank you.
Right. Back to you guys.
Our Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships players of the game. And Coach, it wasn't pretty, but again, a win is a win. What do you think was the difference for Lockhaven this afternoon?
I think one of the things big is they got a very good rush from a 4-man front. Sometimes difficult to do and they could cover with 7, which is very important against that spread type offense.
Talk to me about the offense. You mentioned Caleb Walton. He did grow up today on that one drive, and he's going to be better in the future.
He throws a nice ball. He steps through the ball and can get it to a receiver. Their offensive line is young. They've come around a little bit. I think Coach Allen has everybody on the right page. They got to get to the right chapter right now.
Well, let's see what Coach Allen has to say about today's homecoming win. Aaron?
Well, Coach, about 7 minutes to go, big Millersville score. What did you tell your team before that big drive?
We just had to stay composed. Our defense really played well all day. We're just trying to get ourselves together offensively, and unfortunately, we didn't play a great game until that last drive, and putting that together was huge.
You said your defense came up so big for you today. Talk about some specific plays that you think really changed things around.
Well, just the turnovers early in the game gave us opportunity to get field position and score points. And then just to hold in there. We really weren't playing very well offensively in the middle parts of the game. We were punting the football. And they just came back and played well. We turned the ball over twice, which was critical. And then we held. And to have, the hold down here inside the green zone, that was awesome.
And now you have 2 wins in a row. How great is that for morale going into this week's practice?
Well, it continues to give us momentum and makes practice a little bit easier. But they're going to continue to work hard. They're hungry to continue to get better. We've been looking for it for a long time. We've had a tough road the first several weeks of the season. So it's nice to see some success now.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Well, on a beautiful afternoon at Hubert Jack Stadium on homecoming, the Bald Eagles come out with a 7-point win over the Marauders. I want to thank everyone from Lockhaven for welcoming us in. The Fox 56 sports crew did a fantastic job, as they always do. For Aaron Dugan, Coach Joe DeMelfi, this is Bob Hyde saying so long from Lockhaven University.
I play the road, and the highway is our song. And every city's like the same 3 chords, been helping us along when the story is told. And the crowd is come and gone, shaking off the miles and trying to make it home. Every exit is a season, every signal is a beacon, and the wind it carries me and it eases up my load. Every day I drag the turns, but every candle still burns, and every lesson I have learned brings us closer to the crowd. I play the road, and the highway is our song, and every city's like the same 3 chords, been helping us along when the story is told. And the crowd is done and gone, shaking off the miles and trying to make it home.
Fox 56 Sports presents Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Football. Brought to you by Lockhaven University.